Have you ever just looked at a super successful entrepreneur and wondered, what's their secret? What really sets them apart from everyone else? Well, today we're going to dig into this really cool framework from Tjan that kind of cracks the code on the 4 essential traits you'll find at the heart of pretty much every big success story.
I mean, it's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Is there some secret code for success? Some magic formula that turns a great idea into a business that actually thrives?
Well, according to the research we're diving into, there's no single magic bullet. Nope. Instead, real success comes from a powerful mix of 4 core traits. Think of it like a recipe that defines every great leader's journey.
So here's our game plan. First, we're going to unlock the basic framework. Then, we'll take a deep dive into each of those 4 traits. After that, we'll switch gears and help you figure out your own entrepreneurial DNA. And to wrap it all up, we'll talk about the secret sauce, achieving that perfect balance.
All right, let's jump right in. The framework itself is built on 4 surprisingly simple but incredibly powerful ideas: heart, smarts, guts, and luck. Together, these 4 things make up the core DNA of anyone who's truly successful in business. But here's the thing, the real key is understanding how these traits work together. It's not just about having them, it's about knowing which one to lean on and when. And this gives us a fantastic way to look at our own strengths and, figure out where we need to grow.
Okay, so let's break this down piece by piece. What do heart, smarts, guts, and luck actually look like when they're put into action?
First up is heart. This is your why. It's that raw passion, that deep sense of purpose that gets you through the all-nighters when things get tough. It's the conviction that makes your team want to follow you into battle and makes customers truly believe in what you're doing.
And Tom's is such a perfect example of heart. Their whole one-for-one model, that wasn't just some clever marketing slogan they tacked on later, it was the business. That purpose-driven core created this incredibly authentic connection with customers that you just can't fake.
So the big takeaway here, heart is way more than just a fuzzy feeling. It's the engine. It's what builds your culture, fuels your resilience, and creates a brand that people genuinely want to get behind and support.
Okay, next up, smarts. And let's be really clear here, this has nothing to do with your grades in school. We're talking about street smarts, strategic thinking, and the ability to see the whole chessboard in a market that's chaotic and moving a million miles an hour.
And what's so great about smarts is that it's not something you're just born with. Not at all. You can actively build it. You can develop a data-driven mindset, use tools to see the bigger picture, and get really good at turning a long-term vision into concrete, doable steps.
Our third trait is guts. And this is all about courage. It's having the nerve to take that leap of faith, to make those tough calls, and this is the most important part, to get right back up after you've been knocked flat. It's about seeing failure as a lesson, not a dead end.
I mean, just think about someone like Oprah. Her early career was a masterclass in resilience. She was hit with constant setbacks, but instead of letting them break her, each one of those challenges just fueled her resolve. They became the actual stepping stones she climbed to build her empire.
So, what is guts, really? At its core, it's about resilience. It's that mental toughness that lets you stay focused on the long game, even when the short-term reality is, frankly, pretty painful. And that brings us to our final trait, luck. But wait, this isn't about winning the lottery. The huge insight here is that luck isn't just something that happens to you. It's something you can actually actively create.
I absolutely love this idea of creating a surface area for luck. What that means is you're intentionally making yourself a bigger target for good things to hit. And how do you do that? By constantly learning, by expanding your network, and by staying agile enough to jump on those unexpected opportunities the second they pop up.
Okay, so we've broken down all 4 traits. Now, let's make this personal. Because to really make this framework useful, you have to start by looking in the mirror and figuring out your own unique entrepreneurial DNA.
So take a second. Be honest with yourself. When a new challenge comes up, what's your default setting? Do you lead with purpose? Do you immediately start digging into the data? Do you just embrace the risk? Or are you the one who's always scanning the horizon for that hidden opportunity? Which one is your natural superpower?
Just look at this breakdown right here. If you're naturally purpose-driven and you're amazing at inspiring people, then heart is probably your dominant trait. But if you're all about the data and you live for strategic planning, well, that screams smarts. Pinpointing your go-to trait is the essential first step to really using it to your advantage.
But, and this is a big but, here's the crucial twist.
Knowing your superpower is only half the battle. Real sustainable success isn't about being amazing at just one thing. It's about consciously blending all 4 traits.
Just think about it for a second. A leader with tons of guts but zero smarts? That's just reckless. A leader who has all the smarts in the world but no heart? They're going to struggle to inspire anyone to do anything. Real strength comes from the team dynamic, where all of these traits can balance each other out.
So how do you actually build this balance? Well, it really boils down to 3 key actions. First, know yourself. Be brutally honest about your strengths and your weaknesses. Second, build your team to fill in your gaps. If you're the heart of the operation, go hire the smarts. And third, create a culture where all 4 of these traits aren't just tolerated, they're celebrated.
And that's really the big message here. Success isn't about you being some kind of superhero who has mastered all 4 of these things. It's about being smart enough to build a team and a culture where all 4 traits are always in the room, creating something so much stronger than any one person could ever be alone.
So, we'll leave you with this thought. You have the code now. You know the ingredients. The real question is, how are you going to use it? Think about your own journey. How are you going to play to your strengths and build a team that creates your perfect winning mix?